Well, you got the cherry already.
You deserve it.
Gosh, is that whitish brown? I didn't like the brown. Like the music. Like the music. doesn't even look that bad. It's just like, so you know, like this side, they're like, it's right here. And then this side's like all shaped down. And when I got this on my sister's on that, and they were like, yeah, they can't. Great solution. Okay. Well, and I've been very careful with them, so I wouldn't know when or hopefully no didn't. Last week. Yeah, I gotta see what.
It's a good secret society that has like
and like this side goes in just fine. Okay, this side's like and like it's jamming into the side of my head all the time and messing with the back of my ear. And today I found out I can't move like this. Just for that. I was in and out like 7 minutes. I was like, oh. I got one. Thank you. It's like even at SIC. Like Because I did know. I was like,
Pretty sure every single about
I was just
Hey, so it's like, how do you get that?
That's so small, like, ask your parents. And we're not talking about it.
Hello. Good evening and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Southwestern City School District Board of Education. The Board of Education welcomes and values your comments in the time set aside during the first regular meeting of the month for public participation. So all concerns may be heard. Please observe these rules for public participation. Only 3 people may speak on the same topic. Each speaker may take up to 5 minutes to address the board, and each speaker may not reflect adversely on individuals. If a parent or community member has a complaint about an employee, it should be referred to the employee's supervisor. Those wishing to address the board on agenda items only may sign up at the podium prior to the start of the meeting. Tonight's forum to address the board concerning non-agenda items will include only those who had signed up by noon earlier today with the superintendent's office. These will take place at the end of tonight's agenda. As a reminder, public participation is an opportunity for the community to address the board in a formal setting. However, it is not designed or intended to be interactive. While we greatly appreciate individuals engaging with us, we expect the administrative and building level staff to work cooperatively with the community to address items discussed. We also request that audience members be respectful of each participant in the process. We thank you for attending tonight's Board of Education meeting and for your support of our school system.
Mayor, will you please join me for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all.
Thank you, everybody, for being here for the Monday, September 8th, 2025 regular school board meeting for the Southwestern City School Board. Can I get a roll call, please?
Ms. D'Angelo Steele.
Here.
Ms. Liskini.
Here.
Ms. Martindale.
Here.
Ms. Peterson.
Here.
Mr. Bosso.
Here. Moving on to adoption of the agenda, it's recommended the Board of Education approve the agenda for the September 8th, 2025 regular school board meeting. Could I have a motion to approve that board? Thank you, Mrs. Martindale. Please second.
Second, Liskini.
Thank you, Mrs. Liskini. Any additions or anything to that? Seeing none, roll call.
Ms. Martindale. Ms. Liskini.
Yes.
Ms. D'Angelo Steele.
Yes.
Ms. Peterson.
Yes.
Mr. Bosso.
Yes. Next is approval of the minutes from the August 18th, 2025 school board meeting. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
Yes.
Thank you.
D'Angelo Steele.
Thank you. Second?
Second, Peterson.
Mrs. Peterson, any corrections to those? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Ms. D'Angelo Steele.
Yes.
Ms. Peterson.
Yes.
Ms. Liskini.
Yes.
Ms. Martindale. Mr. Bosso.
Yes. Our first item for action is a presentation for Board of Education goal update with communications engagement and customer interaction with Mr. Evan DeBoe.
Good evening, President Bosso, Vice President D'Angelo Steele, members of the board, Mr. Banks, and Mr. Garside. Sorry, adjust this up a little bit. Yep, I'm here this evening to speak about our board update from our February visioning session regarding communication, engagement, and customer interaction. So excited to share with you guys a number of different projects we've been working on. Again, starting to see some of the end tethers of our branding project from way back when start to come into fruition through our print shop and a number of different digital interfaces. So, Mary, we can go ahead to the next one. So first and foremost, it's that time of year again where we, a lot of districts call this the quality profile or annual report, talking about and championing to our community all of our different pride points and construction projects, and snippets and vignettes from across the district in terms of what was the year that was in the rear. So obviously you can see up there, this is always a slide I love putting together, talking about how many industry recognized credentials were earned, how many college credits were earned by how many seniors. 21 associate's degrees. We are now over 50 in the last 3 years getting their associate's degree before they ever cross their graduation stage in our high school. So that's amazing to see. The estimated financial scholarship dollars, those are self-reported from us, so obviously it's kind of a, there's somewhat probably of a buffer there from what's actually accepted versus, again, what kids ultimately turn down and go elsewhere. And then obviously, again, the 27 military enlistments as well, too, when we talk about the end of our 3 E's there with enlistment, enrollment, and employment. All right, so first and foremost, let's talk about the mobile impact of digital branding, right? We've got mobile billboards with Mark Meadows Fleet, some of our subsidiary small groups for transportation and athletics busing with branded vans. So these are all printed in our print shop here, just at cost for the vinyl materials. So, but it's nice to be able to see these out on the road. I've passed a couple of them, so we're starting to get rid of some of the dated or weather-torn assets on trucks and vans and replace them with some of the updated piece. So again, just a good opportunity with however many miles that we cover each day, servicing buildings and going out on calls and stuff from the maintenance and transportation department to be able to see that visual as you move across. Obviously, for those of you who have been around the city, you've seen this with some city vehicles as well too with their branding projects they recently completed back in January, February. So again, a good deployable asset just in terms of bringing this new vision to life. High school branding deployment, the next couple slides I'm really excited about. We had a number of folks from my office out kind of capturing those 2 first big intra-district matchups. As you can see, our 2 seniors here from Central and Franklin Heights with the helmet stickers on the back, deployable in those school color schemes. So that was amazing to see as well. And then recognizing from academic events to extracurricular events, we went and purchased these backdrops, right? So I always think about our huge class of NJROTC folks that are getting honors at the end of the year, our huge classes of honorees for different academic groups. We never want to be in a spot where you're trying to fill like 60 people into like a small 8x8 frame. So we got these 20 footers, as you can see, demonstrated by Westland, as you can see, demonstrated with our first visual for our new SRO, Mr. Hughes at Grove City High School as well. For some cool opportunities just to create lifelong memories for families and kids as they come into celebrations across the district in their high school with incorporating that Southwestern flavor of that SW in it. And then again is one more, Meredith, I'm sorry. And then as you go back to, sorry, I'll go wrong direction. There you go. So you can see there, that was brand new at that same high school game as well too. So natively, as projects are coming up across the district, our athletic directors and high school folks have been great about flagging that and saying, hey, I think we can have the small SW embedded in there as well too, just in terms of, again, making sure that we're casting a wide net on district community across our 4 high school feeder patterns, as well as our career tech build that we find ourselves in now too. So that's brand new up on for the home of the comments with the SW on it as well. And then Meredith, you go to the next slide. Another piece here, and I can't thank these individuals enough. We really started in the last year kind of a new initiative with high school Instagram accounts, recognizing that Facebook and LinkedIn and X aren't quite what the kids are on the field. So I mean, it's only 2025, right? We should probably get there. But I can't thank, we've got a number of administrators helping to capture that daily experience for kids across the board. So I've seen some board members pop up on my, like, hey, they viewed this stuff on our school stories and things that they're putting out, but I can't thank our administrations just enough for their legacy work, really kind of getting this up and off the ground, with really an emphasis on Instagram stories for, hey, we probably shouldn't have 18 reminder posts about an upcoming high school event coming on, but is it worth a 24-hour story? Yeah, we're gonna make a little vignette of that and share that out. Sometimes from the district level, Meredith and I will make district assets that we then push out to the high schools to help get some extra eyes as well too on it. And then again, just leveraging athletics and academic feeds to enhance that school engagement piece. Kids know to find that administrator with the camera when there's a potential to be on an Instagram they can share with mom or dad or grandma and grandpa down the road and friends after hours, obviously. Not on their phones during the day, but it's been great to see the engagement. I mean, we started at 0 across the board, and each one of these feeds is a vibrant snapshot of just great content every day, capturing that, there's only 3 of us at the district level. We're gonna do what we can to enhance and elevate that. But at the same time too, like we're missing out on some of those daily pieces, and we want to make sure that we had systems and processes in place to make sure that we were capturing that experience of our students across our 5 schools here. So, customer interaction and experience with technology. So again, this is a little bit, you've heard Rachel Kelly talk about this a little bit. You've heard me in past presentations talk about this. Kind of come forward and again, just kind of explain how we're trying to norm and create some processes that cut out some steps, enhance some steps, and the end result is communication is a little bit more direct and cuts out some variables gets from message sender to message receiver. So back in August in this very room, we had a number of secretary training meetings. Patty Ruby was in here with me as that. We went through the customer experience playbook. It was so cool just hearing the narratives of Rachel Kelly and some of our staff, again, talking about just, their interactions, interfacing with kids and parents. One told a story about, again, just from a secretarial standpoint, being in the spot where coming into your first, kiddo into in the grocery store and just, oh, I didn't realize you didn't live at the school. So again, how we say things, how we go about things, how we treat people, our people are the best of the best at that. But just when it comes to bringing consistency and helping to have those good experiences that, provide that funny in the supermarket or the department store and create lifelong, relationships with kids as they progress through the system was the goal of that. Our IT folks, Mr. Moore over here to my left as well too, have been hands-on with really renovating our Infinite Campus support pages. So we've got new clickable icons and FAQs for the parent section, for campus parent, for campus student, and campus staff. Again, when you have that question after hours, that's our piece there where, again, we want to make sure you've got resources you can get to when you can't get a hold of us at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night when those conversations come up organically, to try to make sure that, hey, we can help get you to a spot if you're stuck or you're experiencing an account issue, what have you, and Rachel and Rob's team have been fantastic with that. And then overall, across the board, we continue to look at, again, ways to refine process. So, right, again, we want to emphasize training where training maybe has been lacking, finding key points in a transition with a new staff member or in an outgoing staff member. So what can we do to make sure that some of the onboarding is looking consistent across the board? And then again, just trying to reduce steps, less clicks to get to the center of a lollipop, as I say all the time too, just in terms of making sure that we're increasing some of the efficiencies across the board. So Meredith, next slide. Again, brand new. I feel kind of guilty on the emissary of sharing this news, and I'm sure there's some parents in the room that can kind of speak to this too about the 24/7 online attendance request piece. Other districts have done this for years. You can see the data. We pulled this, I think, last Friday, Rob, I think. We already had 1,021 requests out of our 21,000 students, and that encompasses everything from, planned college visits to planned seat surgeries and appointments coming up. And again, just because a request is logged doesn't mean it is, just automatically approved with families. But there's been so much back-end work of training with folks on how to process those, how to recognize certain absence pieces, when to elevate to principals for approval, and then again, just the front-facing web resources for families as well too. You can find it's our /attendance.aspx has been a brand new asset, first in the history of the district, to have something like that at a parent's fingertips to be able to log requests. And then finally, again, just when we're talking about the engagement side of things, summers are kind of a lull for us, but again, we try to continue to find ways to champion, the staff and student success stories. So, I love this video we were able to do with some of our new hires in the last month or so as they came in and kind of gave us their narratives, their backgrounds. Hey, I went to school here. I heard great things about this district. I want to come and work here. And again, just here, if you haven't had a chance to go back and watch that video, we have a hyperlinked in here for the public as well for the minutes. But we highly recommend you taking a look at that. But that's just a one microcosm of trying to find, again, all those different narratives, the student and staff celebrations, building level high school pages. But again, looking at our last 28 days of content, we're pushing over close to 1 million views, a little over 900,000 there. And then on our Instagram account that continues to grow as well too. You can see the story interactions. Anytime we're doing a micro campaign for something, be present, or a parent push campaign for grades are available in the portal, like starting today. Those kinds of things. We had in the first 9 weeks, second 9 weeks. We continue to see thousands and thousands of views. So we know we're reaching a new audience that we maybe historically have underserved in the past in terms of digital interfacing. So With that being said, again, we have a number of projects across the board. I'm so passionate about this work, and it's a true honor and a blessing to kind of be the emissary of sorts of telling that district story. So I'll leave it open for questions.
Evan, thank you for all you're doing, the whole team.
I know Julie was one of the ones that during our division session to get customer service. Because people in this district are our customers, and we're serving them like Julie always says. But just thank you for the great job you guys done with this. And you know I'm not a technology guy.
I got it for you.
All right.
I just want to say excellent job. Thank you so much for all that you and your team in communications are doing. Excellent, excellent stuff. I just had a question about the parent web resources. How are we tracking, like, folks, how parents are interacting, or if there's issues, concerns, technology-wise, how are we handling that?
Yeah, so our kind of front-end customer service piece is we have kind of two front-facing emails and obviously our phone number associated with our IC help desk. So we very organically, from each phone call, kind of take an inventory of, is there an accessibility piece we can enhance here? Is there an FAQ document we can go in, a little bit more in depth from here as well too? So through Rob's office, again with our folks with IC help, again, we organically have those questions there. And they are super quick, because I know I get the emails quick about, hey, let's look at this a little bit more and see if we need to go a little bit more in depth. We need to have a little bit more of a visual tutorial. Can we adapt that down to a phone, recognizing that there's a number of high-end users that are, not on a laptop, they're, using it on Safari or Google Chrome. What restrictions might pop up by, a page populating here versus somewhere else. So from a ground level, that's kind of our customer service intake procedure is right at the forefront of ic.help@swcsd.us, and then the phone number as well. Great question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really exciting. I got the complaints that were happening over a year ago. There was all, this is amazing, look at this website, this is so easy. It's been amazing. I'm really excited for it. And, so thank you for all you guys do. I know technology's ever changing, but you guys are on top of it, so.
A lot of ground to cover, but I appreciate the support.
Yeah, I just want to say that there's a substantial difference in what I'm seeing come through over social media, and I think, so many of the things that we talked about in the vision session, it's hard to measure those quickly, and just to see how far this has come since that day we talked about it, it's just really impressive. Like, there are always new things being posted and things that, I think some parents miss without being able to see it all the time. So you guys are doing a great job. And I'm super excited about the online attendance request being able to be done.
It's about time. We've been working on this, and again, kudos to her. I feel bad that I am kind of conveying the success of Rob's department, because that was a huge lift.
Yeah.
And
Good job.
and you just talk about the amount of hours it's peeled back from secretaries from having to log all those things by hand. It's an automated process we can go back to and look at some metrics. So
Thank you, sir. We're going to move on now to board reports. Any board reports? Seeing none, we're going to go on to public participation related to agenda items, and we do have 3 people signed up. The first is Mrs. Frederick over meeting minutes.
She's sick, she's sick.
Oh, okay, thank you. Moving on to Amanda Gooding, also about meeting minutes.
Thank you. If you have a slip of paper with the QR code on it, please take a moment to scan the code and make sure your volume is turned down, and prepare to play the video when I'm finished speaking. At our last public participation meeting, at least 2 of you on the board spoke in your official capacity during the meeting about your lawyer, Omar Tarazi, speaking on a Vivek Ramaswamy panel. You assured us that your lawyer, Tarazi, was in no way using the district's name or representing us. You said it was nonpartisan, and you invited everyone at the meeting to come. Some of us did, and you had them thrown out with no provocation. But now we know why you didn't want us there, and everyone else should too, for transparency, and this is it. So please go ahead and press play on the video.
China is state standards too often are not ready for the workforce. Meanwhile,
why does the school need to teach patriotism? Most of us aren't feeling very patriotic these days. Why does the school need to teach our students about marriage and abstaining from sex before doing so? This doesn't sound like representing all of your constituents. In fact, this all sounds like indoctrination to me. Your conservative values are the forefront of your decision-making process. Everyone here is a constituent, and we demand that you do your job to represent all of us.
even in conservative districts, a local minority often dominates local unions, pushing agendas that don't reflect the majority of dedicated teachers focused on student excellence. So why is our education system falling behind? Let's take the Columbus City School District as an example. To join the local teachers union, teachers are required to be members of the Ohio Education Association and the National Education Association. Collectively, over $4 million in dues are collected annually from teachers in this one school district. Board elections happen every 2 years, so that represents $8 million in dues to buy influence. After the Supreme Court decision in Citizens United, there was no limit on using union dues for independent political expenditures. Union funds and influence networks often effectively overwhelm school board races. A compliant board then gives them indirect control or outsized sway over administrators wary of career risks, which in turn allows them to dominate the district and get what they want in the collective bargaining agreement, including shifting many operational costs onto the taxpayer, like the use of school facilities and equipment, and paid time off to work on union business, and most importantly, padded raises that are not tied to performance shifts the cost of union dues onto the taxpayer. The total cost statewide for this system is in the range of $100 million of funding for networks that overwhelmingly support Democratic causes. The NEA and OEA donate millions every year, with 99% going to Democrats. The OEA is regularly a top donor for the Ohio Democratic Party and provides the financing for professional attack ads against Republicans running for school boards. Defending the system requires the systematic suppression of Republicans in public education. But they always say, it is all for the children. Let the history books reflect that this strike was about students who deserved a commitment to modern schools with heating and air conditioning. Yet what do students get from all of this expense? 65% of Columbus students score limited or basic on performance tests. How can these students possibly compete in the global economy when they cannot read or write? What do taxpayers get? Sky-high property taxes. So how do we fix the system? We need 5 key reforms. 1, prohibit taxpayer subsidy for teachers' unions. Make their union dues cover their operating expenses, not the taxpayer. 2, empower superintendents and principals. Untie their hands to lead and be held accountable for meeting goals and results. 3, pay tied to evaluations. Tie a portion of bonuses and raises to performance reviews like the Ohio Teacher Evaluation System. 4, empower the majority of educators. Require education and best practices for organizational governance to reform teacher unions to represent the values of the majority of educators instead of the vocal minority. 5, prohibit local teacher unions from forcing membership in any state or national association as a condition of membership. Teachers must have the option to join their local union without being forced into other organizations that do not reflect their values. These reforms are critical to save our public education system, fix the internal dysfunction, cut costs, and return the focus to educating students. We cannot afford partisan politics to continue to suck resources out of our public education system. The state of Ohio must lead in reform. The future prosperity of our nation depends on it.
Thank you so much.
The next speaker we have is Tyra Paul.
Omar was quoted in the Columbus Dispatch while speaking at a political forum that was supposed to be open to the public, saying that parents that can't even stand for the pledge should have no say in our public education system. I sit for our pledge, and I will continue to sit for our pledge until Black and brown people in our country aren't ripped off the streets and put on planes and taken to countries they don't belong in. I'll stand for the pledge when every child does not go hungry, specifically when they come to school. I will stand for the pledge when being homeless is not a crime, and when people with disabilities are no longer considered a drain on our economy. I also find it interesting that Julie Rosica wanted to take my picture while sitting for the pledge at the last meeting. Interesting. 3 of you said that this was an event open for all. It was great. Our district name wasn't going to be used. No association, there was no participation. But my public participation speeches were put in a video made by Omar Tarazi. Oh, conveniently he left before my speech. He just was here. I was really hoping to get an apology from him. He sliced and diced my public participation speeches, which are absolutely public record, which is fine. But then he wanted to mix them with propaganda. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Propaganda images of burning flags because I said I wasn't feeling patriotic, and that we have no conservative values with our teacher unions, but I see 3 conservatives sitting in the front row there. And then also created this AI image character of me. And when a lot of people saw this, they knew exactly who he was referring to in his video. As a matter of fact, someone brought it to my attention because I didn't watch the video all the way through, and they said, hey, they saw this. And I said, oh, great. Is the cartoon character fat? Great. Is that the only thing that we have to say negative about me? Because I come up here and I speak ideas to make our district better. I work really hard to make my community and this district better. You want discipline in our schools and you think we have behavior problems. This is bullying, this is intimidation, and this is demoralizing to me specifically. Maybe we shouldn't be bullying our parents that are engaging. Maybe. This video was also an intimidation tactic to shut me up and to make me stop talking, stop sharing the facts, because when I do come up here and I do speak, I share nothing but factual information. Apparently that's a little too much. You don't think it's me, but everyone else knew it was me. And I'm not the only person that sits for the pledge. There's a gentleman back there with a bald head and a battle vest that sits next to me every time that doesn't stand up. You stated that you've gone to the State House and you've advocated, if you will, for fair funding, but there's no record of your attendance, and Hugh Garside is actually the one that did the speaking. I, on the other hand, was there, and I was there for 8 hours. And I did speak on kindergarten readiness and early literacy because that's what's going to propel our districts, not just here in Southwestern, but across the state forward. That's what I did. You yourself have told me how great I am. You told me how wonderful of a person I am and how lucky this district is to have me. You told me that if half of our parents were as engaged and as active as me, our district would be unstoppable. But you allow this, and that's okay. I'm not sure why. But I'm not normally one to get up here and toot my own horn. You've heard me speak time and time again. But I'm gonna go ahead and toot my horn because I've done a lot, and I've done it for free, and I actually haven't wasted any taxpayer dollars doing it. I've been the Head Start Policy Council Chair for 5 years, and I've advocated in DC with our politicians and at the state level for Head Start. I am the PTA VP for the district, and I'm the president at Richard Avenue. I organize a free holiday gift shop for 430 kids every single year. We adopt families for Christmas and Eid. We feed staff for all parent-teacher conferences. I give bus driver appreciation. I feel like they're forgotten. In the clothing room, I make sure kids in our district are clothed, they have shoes. Quite frankly, we get them sorted with a lot of other things that they need. I'm also the reason that there's a brand new preschool building on the west side of Columbus that was needed. I'm the reason, because I came here and I spoke up. You're using my tax dollars to bully and intimidate me. Well, he's not here to hear that, but he's using it. I have never said anything but truth about Tarazi and this board's actions. I presented ideas on how to improve some seriously lacking programs and policies, and I've heard crickets. Crickets. We need a parent engagement program. Why not have that? I haven't heard anything. I know that being fat and liberal is considered a moral failing for those that support you and Omar Tarafi. I have a true servant's heart, and if fat is the worst thing I have to offer, I'm doing pretty damn good. Also, please get your attorney on a leash. He will be facing an official conduct complaint from the Columbus Bar Association and a defamation suit if this doesn't cease. I would really like an apology, truly, because I think this video was, as you said, appalling. This was reprehensible. I get up here and I talk, and I'm never rude, ever. I am never disrespectful, and I don't lie. And that video was propaganda, was full of lies, and was disrespectful. You should be ashamed that that is the representation that we have in this district.
Moving on now, we're going to go to items for action on the fiscal and operational management with Mrs. Peterson.
All right, this evening we have 6 items to bring forward under the financial section, fiscal and operations area. Item number 1, revised permanent appropriations for fiscal year 2025-2026. You're going to see X1. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the revised permanent appropriations. Item number 2, investments and financial statements for August 2025. See X2 and X3. It is recommended that in accordance with section 1.35.14 of the Ohio Revised Code, the Board of Education approve August investments and cash position reports for the month of August 2025 as submitted. Item 3 is payment of bills. You're going to see X4. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve payment of bills according to the list of checks for the month of August 2025. Item number 4 is donations, CX5. Total donations of $43,588.03 has come in. Continue gratitude to our donors who support our school district and always supporting us financially. Item number 5, authorization to pay bills in accordance with section 5705.41 of the Ohio Revised Code. You're going to see X6. It is recommended that the Board of Education authorize the treasurer to pay bills for August, which were not processed in accordance with section 5705.41 Ohio Revised Code. Item 6 is a resolution to participate in the Meta Solutions Cooperative Bus Purchasing Program. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the resolution to participate in the Meta Solutions Cooperative Bus Purchasing Program. Meta Solution, to participate, they do bids for buses, okay? And a little bit of background for this is that Meta Solutions heads up purchasing cooperative for like over 300 school districts in the state of Ohio. Meta Solutions also uses this purchasing power to help leverage bus manufacturers and drive down costs for it. So we participate so that we get a good deal, best rate on buses. I think you guys remember me in the past talking about how we replace buses in increments. And so we like to approve to be a part of this so that when we're ready to do the next phase of bus purchasing, we are a part of it. After reviewing these items, I move them for passage.
Thank you, Mrs. Peterson. Can I get a second on that? Thank you, Mrs. Martindale. Roll call.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Ms. Martindale, Ms. D'Angelo Steele,
Yes.
Ms. Liskini,
Yes.
Mr. Bosso.
Yes.
Before we move on, I
Sorry,
just want to
Jim.
make an announcement, since she was doing the fiscal section, we We do have a deadline coming up for statement of interest for our district finance advisory board. That is September 12th, so at the end of this week, we'll be collecting the people that sent me an email and let me know that why they're interested in serving on the board and some of their qualifications. We'll go through those and then pick a few people to do that. Once again, we're looking, we have 4 attendance areas. We would like to serve all those attendance areas. If we get enough applicants, good applicants, but, we'll be picking the best from that group. So just a reminder that that is out there. You can go on our webpage, it's on the front page of our webpage, and find out all the information you need. Just go to that webpage and my email right on there. Thanks.
Thank you, Jude.
I had a quick question about the Meta program. We use that for a few things, right? Can you
Yes,
see
that is a
across already?
cooperative purchasing program that we use for our electric.
Yep.
We get food purchases through there. We do a lot of mass bid products through there.
So that's why we see them on the agenda quite often. Sure, yeah. Thank you.
Anything else? All right, we're gonna move on now for items for action under student, school, and community engagement with Mrs. Liskini.
Thank you, President Boso. This evening, under students, school, and community, we have 2 action items. First one is Finland Middle School, 8th grade students to travel to Washington DC. They have the opportunity to travel to DC. The trip is planned for May 19th through the 22nd of 2026. The students will miss 4 days of school. Approximately 100 students will be traveling, and trip expenses will be paid by students and parents. The second one is Norton Middle School, 8th grade students, to travel to Washington DC. Their trip is planned for May 20th through the 22nd of 2026. They will miss 3 days of school, and approximately 75 students will be traveling, and trip expenses will be paid by students and parents. After reviewing these items, I move them for approval.
Thank you so much. Can I get a second on that?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Martindale. Roll call?
Ms. Liskini,
Yes.
Ms. Martindale,
Yes.
Ms. D'Angelo Steele,
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Bosso.
Yes. Moving on now for items for action under personnel with Mrs. Martindale.
Thank you, Mr. President, I appreciate that. We've got 7 personnel items tonight involving 339 persons. This includes 20 certificated resignations, 17 certificated changes in employment, 177 certificated employments, 140 of those are supplemental. We have 15 classified resignations, 10 classified changes in employment, 74 classified employments, and 26 auxiliary program employments. So, after reviewing all of these, they look great. I'm super excited, especially with the amount of subs that we are getting hired. And I also want to mention that if anybody out there is looking for some great employment and maybe can't commit to 5 days a week, sign up to be a sub. I've been encouraging a lot of my friends to do it lately who are like me, having students graduate and looking for something to do. So it's a great way to be a part of this community and make some money. So with all that being said, I have reviewed these items and I move them to pass.
Thank you so much. Can I get a second on that?
Second, Peterson.
Thank you, Mrs. Peterson. Roll call?
Ms. Martindale,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Ms. D'Angelo Steele,
Yes.
Ms. Liskini,
Yes.
Mr. Bosso.
Yes. We'll move on to public participation related to non-agenda items, and the first speaker is Andy Weimer. Not here. All right, we'll move on to Josh Burke.
Hello. Thank you for letting me speak. I had this whole thing, and I'm not gonna do it though. Let this be removed in a polite way. We've reached a point, I think, where our elected officials are now partnering with people who are punching down. Would you agree? You elect somebody, they hire a lawyer, and then they just, okay, call me what you want, call me reading liberal, call me, I don't care. Right, but when that happens, you've lost respect, you've lost control, it's not okay. Right now, I speak for myself. shoulda, woulda, coulda, not come home. A lot of that, okay? I'm a veteran. I don't speak for all veterans, I just speak for myself. There's a lot of us out there who speak for ourselves. Are you gonna target me now? Now that you have my, you know, not you, but Tarazi, whoever has the wins now that it's been done, my target? Because that's kind of what I wondered by coming up here, you know? And I don't, you know, the veteran card thing is, let's put our cards on the table. It's another card. Got cards, everybody's got cards, right? I've sat for the pledge before. I've stood for the pledge, you know, come on. I'm glad you have feelings and you stand by your guns, stick to your guns. But this is another level, you know? I'd much rather not put mystic powers on inanimate objects, treat symbols as symbols, and let's get on with the business of taking care of our students in the best way possible. Okay. I guess that's all I got. Thanks.
Moving on now, we're going to go to items for discussion. Anybody got any items for discussion on the board?
I just have one thing. I want to give a shout out. Congratulations to Westlawn High School senior Jay Reese Dixon, who set a new school record last Friday night with 504 passing yards in a single game during the inter-district matchup against Grossi High School. This is a remarkable achievement, represents a significant individual milestone in Westlawn's storied football history. Congratulations, Jay Reese. Job well done.
Awesome. Sorry I missed that game when I was at work.
You missed a good game.
I heard.
And I will say, that night was amazing. To see two sides of the district come together, and it was great atmosphere. Everyone in the stands talked about how you felt a part somewhere. The moment that everyone felt like they belonged somewhere that night. And I was talking with someone and I said I absolutely would have to agree. Those kids played their hearts out, they were respectful, the coaching staff, how they kept everyone, you know, cool, calm, and collective. And to be able to see that is something that I am hopeful our future is going to look like. That was an amazing night. And someone where the area I was sitting at on the Westland side, a parent came over from the Grove City side and knew the individuals in my area, and our side said, they said, we're not gonna get you because you're coming over here in that gear. And so she says, well, I'm glad you're not. I wanted to come say hi to my peeps. So she sat down and she sat like part of the first half over with us and chit-chatting and talking and everything. And then when she left, she told everyone bye and, you know, just good luck on both sides and different things. But it was just absolutely great. It was just great. And to hear people talk about how they enjoyed the game peacefully. So kudos for our kids and the coaching staff on both sides.
I think
Thanks for sharing.
it was great all around too, being over at Central Crossing, playing Friday nights over there. And a shout out to the principals over there, hanging out, eating pizza beforehand, and then watching the game together and stuff too. So, no, it's really great. I mean, that's what the district is all about, you know, one community, so.
Awesome. Anybody else? All right, we are now going to go into executive session. It's recommended the Board of Education adjourn to executive session in accordance with policy 0166 to prepare for conduct or review of negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees or to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee. Can I get a motion to approve to go to executive session? Thank you, Mr. Martindale. Can I get a second?
Second, D'Angelo Steele.
Thank you, D'Angelo Steele. Roll call, please.
Ms. Martindale?
Yes.
Mrs. D'Angelo Steele?
Yes.
Ms. Liskini?
Yes.
Yes, we do not have any other business after executive session, but you're more than welcome to stay. Have a great evening, and thanks for being here. You gotta reach out.
Yeah, I'll buy.
Monty, we'll see you. Are you coming? You out of here?
I thought of another question. I had to write it down, it's been bugging me, you know how you get a question, you be like, it's fine.
Hey, Monty?
You're fine. No, you're fine, you're fine. I heard nothing. Okay, so Jared. Yeah, you